Chapter 16, Life in Later Years, Reflection and Legacy. As Beatrix Potter settled into her later years, she found herself in a state of reflection on her storied career, the challenges she had surmounted, and the joys she had experienced as an author and illustrator. Born into a comfortable family in 1866, Beatrix had long cherished stories and illustrations, crafting them into beloved children's books that captured the hearts of readers worldwide. However, her legacy extends far beyond the pages of her beloved tales. In her twilight years, she became increasingly focused on conservation and the preservation of rural landscapes, embodying a commitment to the environment that would leave an indelible mark on the Lake District and its natural heritage. Potter's early literary success was a product of her own devotion to creativity and the natural world. The enchanting stories she penned, from the tale of Peter Rabbit to the tale of Squirrel Nutkin, were rich with detail and drawn from her keen observations of animals and nature. Yet, as she gained fame, Beatrix Potter would come to realize that her true passion lay not solely in writing and illustrating, but also in protecting the English countryside that had so deeply inspired her art. This realization came with a profound sense of responsibility. She understood that the idyllic landscapes and wildlife she loved were increasingly threatened by urban development and agricultural expansion. Thus, her later years became a mission to champion conservation efforts, particularly in the Lake District, where she later settled permanently at Hilltop Farm in Surrey, Cumbria. Her commitment to conservation was rooted in both her love of the land and her realization that art and nature were intrinsically linked. Beatrix had always been a keen observer, meticulously documenting flora, fauna, and the seasonal rhythms of the countryside. The passion she nurtured in her youth blossomed into an unwavering resolve to protect the very environment that fueled her creative spirit. In a series of letters and diaries, she articulated her vision for the future of the Lake District. They are insightful not just for their personal reflections, but also for their broader implications, urging future generations to value and care for the landscapes that provide inspiration and sustenance. One of the pivotal aspects of Beatrix's legacy is her influence on land preservation in the Lake District, which would eventually become a national park in 1951. In her lifetime, she made significant contributions to the area, both as a landowner and benefactor. In 1905, she bought her first farm, and over the years she acquired more than 15,000 acres of land, ensuring that these parcels would remain untouched and continue to thrive. Her donations to the National Trust in the 1940s set a precedent for responsible stewardship of the countryside and an enduring commitment to the preservation of rural heritage. Beatrix's foresight helped to safeguard the landscapes that had captivated her since childhood, thereby ensuring that future generations could experience the same marvels of nature that inspired her literature. As she grew older, Potter also took time to reflect deeply on her literary career and the impact her stories had on children and adults alike. In retrospect, she often expressed pride in her ability to create characters that resonated with readers and conveyed morals of kindness, perseverance, and respect for nature. While Beatrix Potter may have initially been seen simply as a children's author, she envisioned herself as much more, a storyteller and naturalist whose works could foster a love of the outdoors in the young. Many of her works contained underlying messages advocating for the kindness and protection of animals and the importance of harmony within nature. Through her charming illustrations and storytelling, she instilled a sense of wonder and a desire to explore the natural world. In her reflective writings, Beatrix often compared the simplicity of rural life with the complexities of urban existence. She glorified the cottage industries and traditional ways of living over contemporary industrialized society, conveying a longing for a more genuine connection with nature. This perspective resonated with many of her readers, and it spurred a cultural shift towards valuing the countryside. As she devoted her later years to the preservation of landscapes that were rapidly disappearing, she became a vocal advocate for subjects that might seem disparate but were actually intertwined: literature and nature conservation. Her legacy extends beyond the pages of her popular stories. it includes her pioneering role in environmentalism at a time when such ideals were not widely championed. Beatrix became an inspiration for future generations of writers and environmental activists, teaching the importance of protecting the land and preserving the beauty of nature. In a world increasingly dominated by urbanization and technological advancement, her work stands as a precise reminder of what can be lost when nature is neglected. Potter's holistic approach, where storytelling met the urgent need for conservation, helped to establish a dialogue on sustainability and foster a love for the natural world. In later life, Beatrix also found companionship and happiness in her marriage to William Heelis, a local solicitor, in 1913. Their partnership provided her with the support she needed to continue her work as an artist and conservationist. With Heelis by her side, Beatrix flourished both personally and professionally. Together, they supported local agricultural practices, prioritized sustainability, and created a home that embodied the values she held dear. The couple collaborated on numerous charitable projects, advocating for local farmers and the preservation of rural customs, highlighting their shared dedication to the land they cherished. Beatrix's twilight years were not without challenges. She faced the losses of loved ones, the weight of responsibility, and the physical toll of age. Nevertheless, regardless of these hardships, her resolve to contribute positively to the world persisted. Even when her health declined, she remained engaged in her local community and continued to play a vital role in conservation efforts. The legacy she built during these years was not only about the land she preserved, but also about the inspiration she provided to others to carry on the work she had begun. In her final years, Beatrix Potter's health continued to decline, yet her spirit remained unquenchable. She continued to write and illustrate, publishing several new works that showcased her love for animals and deep understanding of their habitats. The stories she crafted during this period showed a profound empathy for the creatures she portrayed, reflecting her lifelong admiration for the simple beauty of the world around her. She became an advocate for nature, not through grandiose declarations, but through daily actions, nurturing gardens, caring for her animals, and engaging with local efforts to maintain the pastoral landscape she loved. Potter passed away on December 22, 1943, but her legacy is far from over. Her stories continue to be cherished by new generations of readers who find joy in tales of adventure and whimsy. Her illustrations remain iconic, inspiring animators and artists even today. More importantly, Beatrix's fervent commitment to conservation has influenced the environmental movement, reminding us of the need to protect and cherish the natural world. Precisely through her reflections on her life's work and her dedication to the land, she created a dual legacy, one as an artist and storyteller, and the other as a passionate advocate for nature, forever changing how we perceive and interact with our world. In sum, Beatrix Potter's later years were characterized by a deepening of her values and passions, seeing her artistry converge with her environmental stewardship. Through her reflections, she painted not only a picture of a life well lived, but a blueprint for conscientious living that respects and honors the beauty of the natural world. Her legacy serves as a timeless reminder of the interconnectedness of art, literature, and conservation, challenging us to uphold the ideals she championed and to appreciate the world around us with the same sense of wonder that sparked her creative genius in the first place.